Yo everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be reacting to my games during week 8 of the Geoguessr World League. And yeah, first game here against V89. Let's just get into it. Um yeah, this was like this was like a few hours before the other games, so yeah. I was yeah, funny start to this drill. Um I just see the French and I'm like paid the vowels. I was like that kind of sounds like paid the lawyer, which is like this like valley like region south of Paris here. I think PDL. But then I was like, there's a Belgian plate, and then I switched to Belgium with like 1 second left and got a pretty close region guess, but nice guess from V89 there as well. And yeah, next round. This was Australia. We have stubby poles, so somewhere in South Australia. Um, and we have vineyards here to our north, as you can see, me zooming past. So that immediately makes one consider Renmark. Yeah, I don't think either of us found info here, but just the vineyards. Yeah, I mean, you can see him just like look at the vineyards and then zoom into the map. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure on Renmark as well, it's the most logical guess with vineyards. And yeah, no points here. Let's skip forward a little bit. And we have another Australia, and we are back in South Australia again. Some crazy seed orangey here, but yeah, we have stubby poles, I think. My immediate thought was the Cooper PD road, or Cooper PD. Wait, no, Roxby Downs. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he's into Roxby Downs. I look at Cooper PD, but then I realized I was thinking of Roxby Downs Road. But I'm like, okay, the angle's a little bit weird. And I don't see any railway crossings on the angle that lines up. So, yeah, I was like, I'm not going to send this. I'm going to hedge a bit more south, and see for anything that lines up, but nothing really was lining up. So I decided to click more south. And yeah, get me some points. I clicked between those two roads because I just didn't see anything lining up on the main road. So I was like, okay, maybe it's more east. I don't know. But yeah, then this was a Hungary round. Yeah, the Poles were just Hungarian. He understands. But yeah, I mean, I just click middle. I think I'll just skip this. Like, yeah, there's nothing there. But just click middle. Okay, this was a Philippines round. He's looking at the electricity counter because that can be useful. Municipality of Orion, I think I'd heard of it, and actually, in hindsight, I can tell this says Bataan here, which I didn't notice at the time, which is a little bit of a skill issue for me, but I find Bataan on the very next thing anyway. But I would have been slightly quicker. But Bataan is this province, like west of Manila here, and then I see Orion. Yeah, like it doesn't like the zoom level is one off. You can see me listening to my Gracie Abrams. But the zoom level is like one off, so you can actually see it like one zoom level in. It's a pretty big town. Um, but yeah, he just goes Manila, which is close enough. But yeah, definitely could have been a more beneficial Philippines round if it wasn't the province right next to Manila. But you know, um, then we get an Uruguay location. I think we both just clicked the same place. I mean, I know his place, so he's gonna just like early rounds, he's probably just gonna insta click middle or like the default guess. So you know, I mean, that's what you should be doing to be fair. So we better just click there. No points exchanged. And then next round was this round. Yeah, okay, this yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I was scared of because I knew that the angle was weird. Like because there was mountains like in the distance east. Which you know was a little bit weird for East Coast, but I was like, there's water northeast of us. How is it not here? He's instantly on the road, basically. I mean, it's a white road above the yellow road, but he's looking east. I look east as well. I'm just like, nothing. I'm just like thinking nothing's working. And then I look here as well, and I'm just like, I don't see how anything works, but there's one town that works, unfortunately for me. But yeah, like I probably shouldn't like. I don't know. Maybe I should just hedge middle, but like I don't want to hedge. But like nothing worked east. But I just didn't look up the west long enough to find what worked. But yeah, that was a lot of points. Yeah. Very nice guess from him though, without info. But yeah, that's a very unsurmountable. Like very hard to come back from that. This was a interesting round for me. So I see a sign for I'll just wait for it to come up, but I see a sign for Stoke, which I'm like, okay, maybe it means Stoke on Trent, but let's just say it didn't mean Stoke on Trent. So I see Stoke there, but I'm like, you know, I'm trying to remember where Stoke-on-Trent is. I think it's, like, I don't know if it's on my screen yet, because I don't know what the zoom level I am on is, but, you know, I clicked Stoke-on-Trent. It's not Stoke-on-Trent, it's Bristol, but couldn't have been too many points there. But almost lost on that, which would have been unfortunate. And then we get Malaysia, we have a Sarawak poll. We both get into unofficial coverage. Yeah, I mean, I get a sign for, like, a place name that doesn't show up on the map, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, wait, I missed that kilometer record, but I find another kilometer record. I don't know how I missed that one. But I get up to another kilometer marker soon enough. And yeah, the place name just doesn't exist. He's just moving around an unofficial. But yeah, I have a kilometer marker here saying Manus. Don't know where Manus is. But yeah, I was unable to find it, even though my region guess was like pretty good, like just outside of Cebu here. But like you'd think like I'd be able to find it, but it just doesn't show up for some reason. Like I mean, I'll go into Geoguessr after this, but yeah, I just do not see where it is. So like the lock is it's downtown Cebu. But like I just don't see Manus anywhere. Like I don't know. Don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. But I mean, I don't know, like it just doesn't show up on the map unless I'm blind. I mean, 60 kilometers away, but still. I don't know. It's like probably just like some tiny thing, or like here. I don't know. But anyway, we'll continue. But yeah, lost that game. Bit unfortunate. Was mainly the Iceland round. Everything else was pretty close. Yeah, you can see me listening to my Gracie Abrams there. And then we get into no move. Starting off in Ireland. I immediately think it looks slightly southern, just with the hills and like it feels slightly warm. And I think he does the exact same. He clicks south. I think he clicks in Cork, and I think I click Tipperary just outside of Cork. I'm not sure if he's on like which side of the border he's on, but we both went for the same guess, which was kind of funny. And then we get an India lock. We have Gujarat holy poles. It's kind of hard to tell on the screen, but there's holes in the poles, so it should be Gujarat. Yeah, I go slightly more north than him. Picks me up a little bit of points, like, you know, 364. Almost one for every day of the year. Then we get another India lock. I was low-key scared of Cambo here, I'll be honest. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, it probably isn't Cambo. It doesn't, like, it just doesn't look like... Like, the soil color looked Cambodian, I guess, and some of the trees, but, like, I knew overall it would probably just be India. But I was scared. Yeah, he's instantly... Oh, he's looking at Cambo, yeah. I mean... It's not too, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's reasonable to think Cambo here. Like, I mean, yeah. I was thinking it, like, after clicking Madhya, I was just like, could it be Cambo? But he changes his mind. And locks into India. But, yeah, there's also a weirdly sized mountain southwest of us, which I thought was kind of weird, but I think, I mean, it doesn't show on the map, but, like, I go north of Satpura National Park, basically. Which is, where here? So I'm like, okay, big mountain south, maybe it's the Satpura National Park one, but I think it was like one of these ones instead or something over here. But yeah, you can see like northwest of Shadal. Oh, sorry, I should start the standings. Oops, spoiler. But I mean, I assume you've all seen it before. But yeah, it was like this mountain instead or whatever. But yeah, he was Shadashka, I got Madhya, but I got the state right, but he's slightly closer, which is fine. And then we get to the next no move block. Yeah, Mexican polls, looks like Yucatan. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go Campeche, but I was like, he guessed so quickly, he probably clicked Yucatan, so I'm just going to click Yucatan on the border. But you can see I moved from Campeche on the border to Yucatan on the border, just slightly, but 672, we'll take it. And then we get a Chile lock. Oh, this is a crazy round. Yeah, you'll see what happened on this round. So he just like space blocks west of Santiago. And then, as you can see, I zoom in west of Santiago, and we guess extremely, extremely close to each other. Like, it's insane. I don't know how we did this. Like, it's absurd. Actually, I mean, I have the game summaries that I'm allowed to show, but not the links from. So wait, give me a second. It's on the second monitor. So here we go. Yeah, this is what we did, which I think is kind of crazy. But yeah. Was a funny one, and we'll continue with the video of the VOD. And then the next round was Russia. As you know, I like to get Russia in Geoguessr. he instantly zoomed into this road. This was my first thought to the road. Was just like the hills like are a bit like different, I guess. And the pavement's a bit nicer as well. So I'm like, okay, it's probably just this road. And like I quickly try and line something up, but I don't have enough time, so I get pretty close. But yeah, happy with that. Some good points. Yeah, we'll skip ahead slightly. We get a. I thought it was pretty. It could have been Colo, but I think black hair probably wouldn't have been a bit like Loki looked like Colo. But yeah, I just thought probably click America then. He clicks middle-ish, like Juarez area. But I end up being slightly closer here. And I do a little bit of points, and we're getting towards the, like, at this point, it's like, it's a multi-merchant if I lose, So it's always a bit scary at this point of a duel when you're this far ahead. This was an Austria lock. I mean, we have, like, alpine trees, alpine mountains, plus no Google car, so you should probably click Austria. I mean, even without Google car, I feel like Austria is just the default guess. But yeah, he clicks Austria. Was he hedging Italy? Like, he clicked Italy for a second, no? Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, he ends up 5King basically, so that's why I'm curious if he was hedging Italy or if he thought it was there. But yeah, I mean, I end up clicking the same part. I just clicked the national park nearby. But yeah, very, very nice guess from him there. But only 446 because I'm somewhat nearby. And then we get a Colombian round. And we have a Mountain Northwest. And with the Mountain Northwest, I was like, surely you just go Cali. Because, it's one of those mountain northwest places. He goes Cucuta, which also has a mountain northwest. But I feel like the Cucuta one's slightly smaller, but yeah, he's doing the same, like he's looking at Bogota. I start looking at Bogota after clicking something that lines up in Cali. But I'm just like, I'm just looking at a bunch of cities. I didn't look at Medellin because that was like the one city I didn't think it could be. But I probably should have checked Bucaramanga and stuff as well. But fortunately, it was Cali downtown, and we did not get multi-merchanted. But yeah, maybe this proves that my Bucaramanga guess against Ocean Man was not a fluke. No, it was too fair. But this was a nice guess nonetheless. So yeah, 1-1. Was not expecting to win the moving, or was not expecting to lose the moving on paper, but in this format anything can happen. So winning the no move was nice. Did not get 2-0'd. And then we get into the NPC here. And we start off in Australia. It's like, I mean, there's a bollard on the right, but you can't see with however this is done. I think. But I mean, let's look Australia anyway. But you can see the bollard there through the map ever so slightly. But yeah, we both go Northern Victoria. It's instead like Southern New South Wales, which is fine. A few 100 points, but nothing too major. And then here, Indonesia, always scared of it. It looked like Kalimantan. The pole fit nicely for like the eastern half of Kalimantan. So I was just like, may as well try it. And yeah, it is central, but inland. Yeah, he kind of hedged central, south, and east, which is fair enough. I just committed east. But maybe I should have hedged a bit more west for central. But yeah, then the next round here, and I'm gonna be honest, like my very, 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 very first thought is this is Eastern Mongolia coverage. Just with like the haze and the grass and like the road looked so like Eastern Mongolian. And then I looked at the house and was like, I guess it isn't. I'm like leaning, looking at the house. But yeah, I realized the house probably wouldn't be. But I think he had a similar thought. Because he goes Russia, which I think if you think it's Mongolia, which I mean I haven't talked to him, so I don't know if like he thought it was Mongolia and then switched to Russia because of the Kerber or something. But I can definitely understand that that's what happened because like it looked so Eastern Mongolian, like I don't know, like the road. But I just like okay, the house looks North American, so it's probably Saskatchewan. And yeah, he locks in Chelyabinsk, which I guess if it is Russia, it probably is Chelyabinsk. But yeah, end up being pretty close. And yeah, happy with that region guess. But that was the first game or first series of the day, getting the 2-1 victory. Was happy with that. And we will get into the Sadziu game. And this was a few hours afterwards. Start off in Russia. I'm actually disappointed in myself. I definitely should have 5K'd this. Like, probably like this should be a no move 5K, but like even moving I trolled because like I just like saw the sign and like just sent something without thinking. You might be able to tell by my facial reaction afterwards. Like I instantly zoom into Kostroma here anyway. As you can see on the map. But then I find a sign saying Lyubim and Galich, and I know where Galich is. It's just the town in northern Kostroma. and it's to our east or northeast. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna click Kostroma because I mean I'll just show you on the map. So Galich is here. So yeah, so I was like, okay, Galich is east northeast of us, so I'm gonna click here. But we're actually here. Spoiler alert. I was like, you know, go northeast to get out of town to get to this road to get to Galich. But yeah, I mean, if I look for the other place, which is Leoboom here, maybe he found that. I'm not sure because he did click Eastern Yaroslavl, I think, if I recall correctly. But maybe he doesn't. Yeah, looks like he doesn't get to assign. From what I'm seeing, he just antenna guesses, which is fair enough. But yeah, Yaroslavl makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I was by. I mean, can I see from my face, like, am I, like, disappointed in myself? I can't tell. Yeah, you can see me shake my head. I'm like, yeah, it's freebie by in Kostroma, but you know, it's fine. I don't think I scanned for Leo, it just like clicked in my head that like, you know, this is why it doesn't look like downtown Kostroma. But yeah, I can control this round. I mean, I don't know, the amount of follow cars plus like what's it called? Just the angle like made sense for here. Like it just lined up too good to not send. I mean, I think it's the same coverage, like the coverage like goes this here and then here to Kano. But you know, the angle was a little bit baity to put me here, unfortunately. Taking a drink of my water. We got a Spain round here. This was almost an incident for me, I'm gonna be honest. So I take too long to find that sign saying Caceres, which I mean he recognizes Caceres, but my problem here was I like see Caceres, but in my head I'm like, this looks so north. And I'm like, I know I've heard of Caceres, but I'm just like, it looks so north. Why don't I see Caceres north? And then I realized last second where Caceres is. Because like I like in my head, like I was like, okay, this is north, so I can't find it. But then it's like when I just like thought about, okay, if it's not north, where is it? And then I realized Caceres was there. If that makes sense. But yeah, I ever so slightly trolled that, but you know, it's fine. And then we have the next round, which is a Romania lock. Yeah, Poles, Romanian. And yeah, I mean, we have tiled roofs. I mean, it takes me a while to get to them, but I do get to them in the end. But you can, like, yeah, change my direction. And he goes, yeah, he sees the roofs as well, which I guess pushes him more west as well. I mean, he's got some tile and non-tile, but where I get to, I'll just skip ahead slightly. Sorry for the skipping, but like it's just a Romania round with no info. I mean, I don't think the map is fully handpicked, the movement map. I'm gonna be honest, because like there's just you're never getting info here in 1 minute without fast moving, which we do not have access to. But yeah, we both go Cluj there. Some points, but not many. And then we get a Argentina lock. Argentinian pole. I felt like I'd seen the road before. I thought it looked like La Pampa. Like usually we both zoom into La Pampa. I have a kilometer marker here though. So I was able to find it. It was actually San Luis, I think. But yeah, like South San Luis on the La Pampa border, basically. Yeah, end up getting pretty close there. Yeah, he goes La Pampa, which without the sign, I probably would have clicked where he clicked. So yeah, this is why moving is useful. And yeah, next round here was an Australia round. Bit of a tricky round, I feel. I mean, maybe I should have checked license plates and stuff, but I mean, cars move, of course, in Australia. But yeah, I mean, the mountains just like felt so Queensland to me. And just the vegetation, it felt northern. It like, you know, care fit, like white care, fit nicely for Queensland as well. Yeah, he actually has stuff written, but you know, doesn't matter too much, because it just is the name of the quarry, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just like the eye here. I was like, okay, Big Mountains East, that makes a lot of sense for Queensland, but it also maybe they're too big. But I thought it could have been like the just like northwest of Brisbane mountains, but it was not. It was just Sydney mountains or slightly north of Sydney. But yeah, we both go Queensland there, which was kind of funny, and we get on to the next round, and yeah, this is a Iceland location, but I low-key wasn't sure of the country because I was like, why does it low-key look kind of Faroes? But I was like, okay, the infrastructure isn't Danish. Like the yellow filled in sign would be Sweden or Finland. It wouldn't be Denmark, and Faroe would have Danish infrastructure as far as I'm aware. That's why I went Iceland. And also I think I checked license plates and stuff as well. But yeah, I was like low-key, I was so scared of Faroe. So it was an interesting round because of that. And funny bit of information about this one is, I don't know if you remember the Castrola duel, but you could see a town in the distance in that duel, and this was the town we were in in this lock, which kind of helped me. Although, like, okay, like, I know it's like, it's a bit unfair to get that, like, to get the same town. Like, I'm smiling because I'm like, it's the same town. Like, I mean, even if I go Eastern Iceland, I still win, right? So it's not as if I won because of the repeat. But, like, you know, if he got Iceland, then it would maybe made a difference. But, um, you know, it was still, it was just, it's dumb that I get the road leading into the town and then the town in the span of a few hours. Yeah, Geoguessr really need to fix their RNG. But yeah, and yeah, there was a massive pause in this game. I'm not sure what happened. I'll just skip to the timestamp, which is 4 minutes ahead, where the game resumes. But I was just vibing to my Gracie Abrams, and I think his cat made an appearance. So yeah, and this was a tricky round. I was like, I mean, I feel like the obvious choice is Colo Mexico. I'm trying to see the car. Like, I'm like, is it white? Is it blue? But it's very hard to tell. Like, it looks very white. But he ends up going Colo. But I like, it looks like white car, but I still want to go like Mexico because I think it looks more like Mexico. So I got Campeche there, but you can see I'm looking at Colo, but I end up locking in Campeche, which is a good 3,500 points, but without multipliers, it's a bit unfortunate. Like 2x multis, that is game, but yeah, need to lock in for the rest of the duel. Then we get a Brazil lock. Immediately, the ridges reminded me of Goiás Tocantins area, which also fit with the white car. You get some of that in North Goiás and Tocantins. His first thought was Mato Grosso's, which, yeah, I started looking around and I see the abundance of Paraguay palms, and I know you get Paraguay palms in Goiás and Tocantins, but, like, the abundance, plus I realized white car 24 makes a lot of sense for Mato Grosso do Sul. So I was just, like, starting to scan mountains here, and that's what he's doing as well. But yeah, I was lucky I switched. I'm looking at the poll, but not the most useful of polls. But yeah, I just end up going northwestern, or I guess western Mato Grosso do Sul. But it was Bolivia border Mato Grosso instead. Which is fine, not too many points. Definitely, I mean, I think I could have won on that, but it's kind of hard to send without knowing the mountain. Haven't really played Brazil since a lot of the new Mato Grosso coverage has came out. But yeah, this was another round where I trolled a little bit. Like, I'm in Albania. Like, it looked like Monty, but I was just like, there's a mountain far in the distance south. Where does that make sense? Because it looks like where he clicked. But I'm just like, the mountain south doesn't make sense, but it's just like looking at where he clicked, if you get me. Like, it's looking at like this mountain here. But I just couldn't think of like what made sense with like flat area with like mountain south, if that makes sense. Like, it's pretty, like, it's a relatively flat location for Monty Sanders, right? It's like, what makes sense with flat with mountain south? But like, it's literally only this. Like, I just didn't think of it was the problem. So I just like ended up going like here or something with like mountain south and also hedging for everything. But yeah, probably should have got like, it looked like Monty, but yeah, didn't lose too many points because I clicked on the border anyway. But yeah, he clicked border as well. I don't know if he was hedging, but I mean, it definitely looked like where he clicked, but I just thought the mountain didn't work. But yeah, and then we get a Western Australia, and I got this road against. Wait, did I get this road against someone else today? I'm trying to remember. So I feel like in my head I had this road twice, but I don't know if this was twice against. Was the first? Wait, no, I didn't have it against Castrola, did I? No. Maybe I was watching someone else's duel and they got it on stream. But like, I saw this location, like, I saw this road twice in the same day. I was a little bit like confused, I guess. I'm like, what's happening? But yeah, we got a Brazil lock here. Brazilian pole, no support on the pole, so probably thinking northeast. And I just thought the hills and stuff just felt Sergipe. And yeah, he goes Paraiba, I think. And they're relatively close to each other for Brazil standards, but Brazil is massive. So it's always scary in the northeast. But yeah, he starts pushing towards Alagoas, towards more coastal. But I end up locking in Sergipe, and it is Sergipe on the Bahia border, which is enough for me to get the win there. Yeah, was happy with that. Got the 2-0. He was like low-key cooking me at the start of the moving, but yeah, we got the 2-0 nonetheless. And yeah, we'll get on to the next duel, which was Clement. And we start off here in Mexico. We have a Chihuahuan cross on the back of the sign. Yeah, he just like sees it and insta-sends, hoping I don't see it basically. But I'm like, gonna go for the ratio, try and line up the road because I know, I assumed he just like insta-sent middle of Chihuahua because he guessed so quickly, he just saw the thing. But I was like, may as well go for the road guess and recognize the road there. And yeah, decent points for no multis, 900. Yeah, good start for me. Let me get an India lock here. I kind of chose this, I think, because I'm pretty sure I got the language wrong. But I was kind of biased by like what it looked like. Like it looked like Kerala, like it looked so Keralan. Like yeah, I mean, I probably should have spent more time comparing the languages, but like, it's like very lucky that this happened because where I clicked would have been closer than where I clicked if I got Karnataka right. Like, wait, do Kerala and Karnataka use the same language? I forget. I don't think they do. But like he's kind of, I think he's tilted because I'm in the wrong state. I think I'm laughing because like I knew I trolled and he should have been closer because he got the state and the language. But yeah, it looks coastal, which is why I would have went where he went if I identified the language correctly. But yeah, I got lucky in that regard. Another stubby pull here, so that is our third South Australia of the day. If I think third, right? Yeah, I think there was three. Yeah, I mean, Geoguessr need to fix their RNG, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I get to a roundabout here, and I get a sign with Adelaide, and I mean, I should maybe like I knew I'd heard of Loxton a lot, but like I like Loki couldn't think of where Loxton was. But yeah, where like it's like somewhere here, but I don't. I said there, yeah, Loxton. That's where I clicked on the round against Castroller. Yeah. I knew I was familiar with it, but I just couldn't think of where it was. And then Tail and Bend is also a place. But yeah, Adelaide's to our west. I don't know why I'm scanning where I am scanning, but I just scan everything because I'm like, surely one of these is big or the road number is findable, but I just do not find it. And the zoom level's wrong for the record. I would be wasting my time if I was scanning like this. But yeah, it ends up being east of Adelaide. Because yeah, the tail and bend is here. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't say Murray Bridge, but it's fine. And then the next round, I think I insta-send this one, right? Oh no, there's one more round. This one I kind of trolled. I was confused by why there's no number 15, but I guess they meant interstate 15. But yeah, definitely should be 5K in this, but I like Loki didn't realize we were like downtown a city, but it's fine. I knew I'd be close enough. Like it has the 15, and I said Los Angeles and California. And I said San Bernardino and Las Vegas and Interstate 15 in California. So I'm like, you can't be too far off. Yeah. Like definitely trolled this. Probably should have 5K'd. What does he get to here? He gets to some street names, I guess, which might be helpful. But I didn't realize we were like downtown a city, or like I looked and I was like, no, we're not downtown Barstow. I was like looking like east of Barstow because it just made sense. Yeah, we end up being downtown Barstow. I just somehow trolled, and it's like the railway place above it is why it didn't look like we were downtown a city. Yeah, slightly trolled. Nice half kick from Clement there though. Yeah, we have a decent lead in this duel, and then we get an Italy round, and we have Milan and Bologna on this, so it's like logically I should click halfway between them, which I end up doing. I don't find the other places though. I think he actually did, so he probably should have deserved to get closer than I did. But yeah, knew I wasn't gonna be too far off anyway, so I wasn't too stressed. But I was like, how can I not find these places? So I thought they'd be somewhat findable. But yeah, we both just like kind of like we took. Does he find it? I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Like he hasn't found it yet, but maybe he ends up finding it. Yeah. Okay. He finds Guastella and Berselio, which I think were on the signs. You can see Guastella on my sign anyway. But yeah, I just clicked the highway. And it was somehow like he's on the road that it connects to the highway with, like the SP2 or whatever it was, or SS2. But I just clicked the highway halfway between and 5K, which was a little bit lucky for me. And in this one, we just, I mean, I guess it's more of a niche meta than I thought, but we have Aragon bollards. So maybe he just didn't notice them. Because I feel like in moving a lot of the time you can miss things like that. He has a place called Alagon and La something. And I think he gets a kilometer marker. But I don't know what the. I guess it was A or. And he misremembered Almeria, Aragon, like AL for Almeria, but maybe thought it was AR or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was happy with that. got the win there. I was winning before that, so yeah, it wasn't a steal by insta-sending. But yeah, then we get into the no-move game, which, you know, in hindsight, I mean, I don't know, this game was sad, but you'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure most of you have already seen. Because was this on the mainstream? Wait. Yeah, I think this was on the mainstream, if I recall correctly. But yeah, this is generic Brazil urban rent. Doesn't feel north, doesn't feel south. I mean, lucky felt like coastal, but it ends up not being coastal. But I was like, you guys look like Sao Paulo, which is what we both do. I guess I'll just skip ahead because like it's urban Brazil, like everyone's just gonna click Sao Paulo. But it was just Brasilia instead, which, you know, happens. And then the next round was Botswana here. I don't remember the people being blurred like this. Like on the stream, like this looks so weird. I don't think they were blurred that much, but maybe they were. Yeah. But I immediately thought it was Mound, like it's just the white soil, plus run or North-South River, which, I mean, there's a big river flowing through Mound, which I thought made a lot of sense, but I don't see the 5K. So I'm a little bit concerned because Botswana is a big place, but there's not too many rivers to be fair. So it's like, I don't know, I was confused. But yeah, we're just both scanning. But yeah, guess I'll just let the scanning play out, because you can kind of see what I scan and don't send. And looking at Francistown now, see a river, but didn't really line up. I look at Sowa, but I mean, Sowa's close, but it's not north of Sowa. So yeah, I mean, if I clicked Sowa somehow, it would have been quite nice, but 600 points if we take it. Be a decent start to the duel. And then we get a America lock. I forgot what it said on the sign, but it was English anyway, so I knew it wasn't Mexico, but it looked like Mexico. But also the infrastructure and buildings were not very Mexican. But then we had saguaro cacti, I think, these like tall ones, which are most commonly found in Arizona and California. And the pole didn't have the California stripes on them, so that's probably what put us both into Arizona. And yeah, we're both just scanning Phoenix area. But I mean, I'll scan this. I don't think there's anything gained by watching this. At least in the Botswana one, you can see like what I rule out or whatever. But that one's just like, yeah. And this is a Thailand lock. I mean, it looks kind of weird. But the buildings looked very Thai. Like this temple thing on the water looked extremely Thai. And yeah, no poles or anything, but the building was enough to confirm Thailand. And I mean, Thailand, very hard to region guess, especially flat Thailand. I think we both just like, I mean, he's like, wait, look, he's on the 5K. Wait, what? I swear, did he move? Because like he's currently on the 5K, I think, which is very impressive initial plonk from him. Yeah, we'll see what he ends up moving to. Yeah, he had just slightly east, but he was in Southern Chaiyaphum, which is kind of a crazy guess. It's like, you know, he was basically right on it. But yeah, I mean, you'll see, like, it's like, yeah, it was Chaiyaphum. I guess he was a little bit south of the lock, but still a very impressive plonk. Oh yeah, speaking of very impressive plonks, I'll have to show you the game summary for this one. But this is a crazy one. So Chile, we've got like white Google car, we've got these pine trees that you get a lot in the coast, north and south of Concepcion. But I'm just like looking at the mountain, and I think there's visible coast north, as you can see here. Like you can't see it, but like you can kind of tell it's there, I guess. And I plonk 837 meters away. And you can see Clement, he's like confused. He's like, what is this guy doing? But yeah, I was happy with that. But yeah, I'll show you the what's it called? Oh, sorry if you had channel content. If you saw channel content open, I was trying to see what week of the Geoguessr World League it was, or like what the last one I uploaded was. Okay, we'll skip ahead through all of these. It was this game. Oh, I keep forgetting that's gonna spoil because I had the links open a lot, so I'll hopefully cut that out if I remember. But yeah, this was the plonk. But yeah, I just saw the mountain. I was like, okay, maybe it's like this or something, because like it's a pretty sizable mountain area, and then coast north also. By spacewalk, I didn't even try and line anything up. Well, I lined up the mountain, but I didn't line up the road. But got 800 meters away, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, was happy with that, and I guess I will get back to the game. Which we have a Pru lock here. Immediate thought was Max North Tumbes. I don't know if my immediate thought was Tumbes, but my immediate thought was definitely Max North. Which could be a few things. But yeah, definitely Pura or north of it, or yeah, Pura's what I think. Yeah. But I started like lining up grid lines and sorry, it's not full screened. But I started lining up grid lines in what's it called? I just realized the World League Week 8 thing says it here, so it's whatever. I wasn't sure like my typing scheme for why I was checking the channel content. But anyway, I was lining up grid lines in Tumbes. He ends up going Pura, which also makes sense. But I sent Tumbes. I'm 1 kilometer away, so I've gotten a 4997 and a 4996 back to back. Which was a nice start. But yeah, it goes downhill slightly. As you'll soon see. I mean, this is like a diabolical lock. I mean, we have Sask folds, I think. But it's just like very hard to region guess this. But that's the problem with Canada. It's like the states are easy to recognize, but like it feels so random to region guess within the states. Because they're mainly uniform, I would say. But yeah, it can be tricky. But yeah, I end up getting the like longitude, or I end up getting the latitude right, but his longitude is closer, so he has a lot more points. Which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, like these are like my least favorite friends in Geoguessr because it's just like a almost random plonk off, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I basically click middle. I like click middle of. I guess I click slightly east, or do I? Yeah, I click ever so slightly east. But like my latitude is closer than his, but his longitude is a lot closer. So I lose 2,000 for that, which is kind of crazy. But it happens. And then we get into the next round, which is Bangladesh, which I kind of trolled. Couldn't tell the roof exactly from this angle, but I probably should have been able to. But I ended up clicking slightly west of where I should have clicked, let's say. But there's a chance where, like, if I'm, like, I guess earlier in the duel, I guess I could click Dhaka or something. But yeah, I probably should have just clicked Dhaka anyway. But I was scared that he was making a comeback with the multipliers, I guess. But yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, kind of trolled. Was Chittagong there? I always struggle with like northwestern Chittagong area. I never identify properly. But yeah, then I am down a lot of points. Down 500. This was a funny round. Like he immediately clicked Sask. I immediately think it's Sask, but it's like the front play. I wasn't sure like when I saw the front play, but I guess it's now. Did I have to take the first? I don't know. But it's like it looks unbelievably Saskatchewan, but you have a Manitoba plate. Like you don't get front plates in Sask or Alberta, but it looks like Sask or Alberta. It just doesn't look like Manny. So we both click like we click like downtown the 5K of each other, which is kind of funny. Like it looked like Sask, like, but yeah. It's like if I like intersend middle of Sask or something without checking the plate and like win off of it, it would be kind of crazy. But it's fine. Then this was a Philippines lock. He 5K'd this. I don't know what he saw. I guess I'll bring up the summary. So give me a second. Okay, yeah, so I'll just wait for the lock to play out. But yeah, he sees something on this. I can't read it, but I guess it just says the city name. But I'm coping, but like if this isn't round 10, I'm clicking Manila every time because I'm losing. Like I can't click Manila even though I think it looks like Manila. But I guess it says San Fernando. I will bring up the lock here though. Oh, Angeles City, yeah, okay. But yeah, without that, I think I clicked, Manila downtown because like this building or whatever is like pretty northern looking, I suppose. But yeah, good spot for him. I mean, I don't know if I know Angeles to be honest. I mean, I guess I should. If I zoom into Manila, I'll see it. Like I've heard of it, but I wouldn't know if I'd know it by heart or whatever. But yeah, it was a nice game from Clement. They're nice comeback, but yeah, was a little bit unfortunate with multis, I guess. A little bit of cope, but I mean, to be fair, this is like there's no skill in this. I just hedged. And then I mean, this was also lucky, but yeah, a little bit unfortunate because like if these rounds don't happen when they do, I just click Manila here, and probably survive. But it happens. But we will get onto the NPC duel then. We have to skip ahead a little bit. Okay, we got onto NPC here. And we start off in Kenya. We have the follow car and the Kerbler. And I'm like, it kind of looks like like I low-key like almost sent the 5k here, but I was like, I have to hedge it. Like I almost like sent Wester Brongo, which it was. But like, you know, it's like why would I ever commit that even though it looks so much like that like area. I don't know why, it's a very distinct part of Kenya to me. Um yeah. And then we have white lines here. So I mean, I don't know what my map zoom is doing. I'm looking at Mississippi. But yeah, we both click Mississippi. It's the default guess with the road lines. Yeah, not much else you can guess, I suppose. I'll just skip ahead a little bit. Because we both just clicked Jackson area. I do a little bit of damage, but nothing much. And this, yeah, a pole, and we have a pole in the distance. It looked like it could fit for Kalimantan. It's very flat. So I just imagined South Kalimantan makes sense with the flatness. Like it's like I don't know. Like this flat face is elsewhere in Kalimantan, of course, but it's like South Kalimantan is the flattest one, I guess. And also just looked like this valley, I guess. Like the Rantau Valley. I'm scanning for grid lines, but clearly wasting my time. He almost goes southeast to the westy, which I kind of can see with the flatness and the soil, and like Bhutan Island soil or something. Or Muna Island soil. But it ends up being South Cali. Yeah, I don't know if I win if he switches. Like, it's a lot of points, but I don't think I win. Okay, then we get to this round, which is always a terrifying kind of round to get. So there's a lot going through my head. Like, my first thought is like, okay, if like, are we driving right or left? And I'm like, okay, if we're driving left, we should see the back of the car. But like, the road lines like looked Malaysian or Indo to me. Like, because I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Peru with the road lines or whatever. Which is another option because it looks tropical. He thinks it's low cam, which yeah, I kind of considered if it could be low cam, but it doesn't really look like Taiwan or Japan. Although I did consider just like I guess I considered Taiwan a little bit, but I was like Malaysia's the main thought as well as Philly. But it ends up not being either of them, as you will soon see. But yeah, we're both quite far off. He probably thought about it, but I mean, I thought about Mexico, I thought about Colo, I thought about Brazil, I thought about everything. But yeah, road lines I just thought felt best for Malaysia, but I decided to ignore the supposed driving direction. But definitely could have maybe won on that, but very hard round. Like it was an opportunity, but like I feel like I'm never getting that right. And then this, it's like I don't know, like the grid, like King Island is like so like it's like I'm coping, but like it's like grid lined almost. Let me show. It's like I don't know, like all the angles like the same. Like they're all like straight roads on this like ever so slightly southeast angle. So we had a straight road that wasn't on this angle. So I was like, okay, I guess it's not King Island, but it was. But yeah, that's 3,000 points, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe I should have clicked on the Bass straight there. But you know, it happens. And then this round, oh, this is so sad. So there's a game, a daily challenge a few days ago, like official in-game daily challenge. That I had on this road that I clicked on, which looked very similar to the lock. I guess I should pull that up for you. Give me a second. Well, maybe cut this if I remember, but I guess it won't take that long. You can just hear me yap for a little bit more. But it was. Let me get like a good example of the road. It was this road here. Like this. Which in places it looks very similar. I feel like it's just like hilly with oil palms. But you know, it looked kind of similar. Like I thought that like there's like I won't find the exact panels that look identical, but like there's some like I don't know. I feel like this looks pretty similar. To the lock that we had. So you know the pavement's a lot worse, but like I don't think I can be blamed for this. But I don't know. It's like it's just an oil palm plantation. Like the pavement, like I thought it could be an off road to the road that this is. If you get me, like I didn't think it would be the same road, but like I thought it could be an off road. And yeah, that is that. And we lose, but yeah, but unfortunately, I definitely thought that I almost deserved to win the no move, but I mean that's Geoguessr with the multis. To be fair, like he had 3 much better guesses than me. I guess how many much better guesses than I guess the Ecuador and the Chile, or the not the Tumbes and the Chile, not Ecuador, were the main 2. But it's like they should be equal damage to his 3, I feel. But yeah, that was that. A little bit unfortunate. Would have liked to get the 2. It would have been another 2 points, but as you can see by the standings, still doing pretty good. I'd be on 32 points if that didn't happen, which is unfortunate, but I'm in a pretty good spot. As you can see, Ime is looking like this. Like, yeah, captain's like the only one like who's closer than like it appears, I guess. Because he's only played 11 games, he only needs like, you know, he can easily catch up to me if he gets 2 points per game. But like, you know, and looking good for Ime anyway. I should hopefully make top 12 unless I start unbelievably throwing. But again, it's not like it's only 11 points. That's 4 games between. So like if I lose 4 and Mata wins his 4, like if they're all sweeps, then he passes me out. So you know, anything can happen still. But I'm feeling good. Points per game wise, I think I've dropped 9 points. MK's dropped 10. Constance has dropped 5. Blinky's dropped 5. Radu's dropped 7. Captain's dropped 7 as well. So yeah, you can see doing pretty well in points per game, and you can see like Castrilla's dropped 20, Oscar's dropped 21. So losing only 9 is, you know, I feel like I'm in a good spot. Yeah, that was that for this week. I think next week I'm against Lenley and who else am I against? Wait, brain not working. Was it Dev? I think it's Dev and Lenley. But yeah, you'll probably find that on the website anyway if you're interested. But yeah, that will be it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye bye and peace.